CLEP English Literature Metaphor and Imagery. Question 1. How is a novel tracing a protagonist's growth, education, and moral development usually labeled? Option A. Bildungsroman. Option B. Iambic pentameter. Option C. Dramatic irony. Option D. Apostrophe. The correct answer is option A. Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman fits because it means a novel tracing a protagonist's growth, education, and moral development. Dramatic irony and apostrophe refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Iambic pentameter is also different. Epic is a heroic poem. Allegory uses sustained symbolic meaning. Satire mocks vice. Question 2. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, which work includes Salim Sinai? Option A. Ode to the West Wind. Option B. The Temple. Option C. Midnight's Children. Option D. Hamlet. The correct answer is option C. Midnight's Children. Salim Sinai connects personal memory with national history in Rushdie's post-colonial novel. Dorothea Brooke belongs to Eliot, Christian belongs to Bunyan, Grendel belongs to Beowulf. Question 3. Recognizing a direct address to an absent person, abstract idea, or thing points to which term? Option A. Free indirect discourse. Option B. Simile. Option C. Tone. Option D. Apostrophe. The correct answer is option D. Apostrophe. Apostrophe fits because it means a direct address to an absent person, abstract idea, or thing. Tone and free indirect discourse refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Simile is also different. Soliloquy is a speech by a character alone on stage. Satire attacks folly. Metonymy substitutes an associated term. Question 4. Studying a CLEP-style clue, among these choices, which one explains a passage where characters named for virtues or vices act out a moral journey? Option A. Allegory. Option B. Soliloquy. Option C. Assonance. Option D. Realism. The correct answer is option A. Allegory. Allegory fits because allegory gives narrative elements sustained symbolic meanings, often moral or religious. Realism is wrong because realism emphasizes ordinary believable life. Assonance and soliloquy describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 5. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, how should a reader label a passage where a question asks for the speaker's attitude toward a subject? Option A. Mood. Option B. Plot. Option C. Tone. Option D. Setting. The correct answer is option C. Tone. Tone fits because tone names the speaker's or author's attitude, such as ironic, reverent, skeptical, or mournful. Mood is wrong because mood is the feeling created in the reader. Plot and setting describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 6. Examining a CLEP-style clue, if an image or idea keeps recurring and builds meaning across a work, which concept is being tested? Option A. Theme. Option B. Meter. Option C. Motif. Option D. Diction. The correct answer is option C. Motif. Motif fits because motif is a recurring element that supports themes and patterns in a text. Theme is wrong because theme is the broader insight or central idea. Meter and diction describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 7. Considering a CLEP-style clue, if a clue names Wuthering Heights, which author is expected? Option A. Derek Walcott. Option B. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option C. Oscar Wilde. Option D. Emily Bronte. The correct answer is option D. Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte fits because Wuthering Heights is a Gothic Victorian novel of passion, revenge, setting, and layered narration. Derek Walcott is linked to Omrose. Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. Elizabeth Barrett Browning points instead to sonnets from the Portuguese, so it does not match this clue. Question 8. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for the Canterbury Tales. Option A. Aphra Behn. Option B. Matthew Arnold. Option C. Samuel Johnson. Option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer fits because the Canterbury Tales is a Middle English frame narrative that uses pilgrims to create a state satire. Samuel Johnson is linked to preface to Shakespeare. Aphra Behn is linked to Orinoco. Matthew Arnold points instead to Dover Beach, so it does not match this clue. Question 9. Testing a CLEP-style clue during terminology review, which term matches a 9-line stanza with 8 lines of iambic pentameter and a final Alexandrine? Option A. Simile. Option B. Foreshadowing. Option C. Satire. Option D. Spenserian stanza. The correct answer is option D. Spenserian stanza. Spenserian stanza fits because it means a 9-line stanza with 8 lines of iambic pentameter and a final Alexandrine. Foreshadowing and simile refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Satire is also different. Heroic couplet has 2 rhymed lines. Blank verse is unrhymed iambic pentameter. Ottava rima has 8 lines. Question 10. During author review, which writer belongs with Gulliver's Travels? Option A. T.S. Eliot. Option B. Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Option C. Jonathan Swift. Option D. George Herbert. The correct answer is option C. Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift fits because Gulliver's Travels is a prose satire that attacks politics, science, pride, and human folly. George Herbert is linked to the temple. T.S. Eliot is linked to the wasteland. Alfred, Lord Tennyson points instead to in memoriam ahh, so it does not match this clue. Question 11. Tracing a CLEP style clue. If a clue names hard times, which author is expected? Option A. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option B. Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Option C. Charles Dickens. Option D. William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option C. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Hard Times is a Victorian social problem novel criticizing industrial utilitarianism and dehumanizing education. Alfred, Lord Tennyson is linked to in memoriam ahh. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 12. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue among these titles, which one contains the wife of Bath? Option A. The Canterbury Tales. Option B. Beowulf. Option C. Othello. Option D. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The correct answer is option A. The Canterbury Tales. The Wife of Bath is one of Chaucer's pilgrims and is central to medieval estate satire. Beowulf belongs to Old English heroic epic. Jane Eyre is a Victorian novel. Waiting for Godot is modern absurdist drama. Question 13. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, which term describes a narrative in which characters or events carry sustained symbolic or moral meanings? Option A. Metaphor. Option B. Caesura. Option C. Frame narrative. Option D. Allegory. The correct answer is option D. Allegory. Allegory fits because it means a narrative in which characters or events carry sustained symbolic or moral meanings. Caesura and metaphor refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Frame narrative is also different. Metaphor is a shorter implied comparison. Realism imitates ordinary life. Caesura is a pause inside a poetic line. Question 14. Studying a CLEP-style clue. When the Tempest appears in a literature clue, which writer fits? Option A. Oscar Wilde. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. Henry Fielding. Option D. Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option B. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because The Tempest is a late romance involving Prospero, magic, forgiveness, and colonial questions. Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones. Charles Dickens points instead to Great Expectations, so it does not match this clue. Question 15. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names unrhymed iambic pentameter? Option A. Ode. Option B. Paradox. Option C. Sestet. Option D. Blank verse. The correct answer is option D. Blank verse. Blank verse fits because it means unrhymed iambic pentameter. Sestet and paradox refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Ode is also different. Free verse has no regular meter. Heroic couplets rhyme in pairs. Ballads usually use narrative stanzas. Question 16. Examining a CLEP-style clue. Identify the device described as a reference to another text, historical event, myth, or cultural figure. Option A. Bildungsroman. Option B. Metaphor. Option C. Tragedy. Option D. Allusion. The correct answer is option D. Allusion. Allusion fits because it means a reference to another text, historical event, myth, or cultural figure. Metaphor and tragedy refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Bildungsroman is also different. Allegory sustains symbolic meaning across a whole work. Irony creates contrast between appearance and reality. Meter concerns rhythmic pattern. Question 17. Considering a CLEP-style clue. When a passage shows a poem in which a single speaker reveals character while addressing an implied listener, which term fits? Option A. Sonnet. Option B. Personification. Option C. Dramatic monologue. Option D. Symbolism. The correct answer is option C. Dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue fits because it means a poem in which a single speaker reveals character while addressing an implied listener. Sonnet and personification refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Symbolism is also different. Elegy mourns the dead, epic narrates heroic action, ode is a formal lyric of praise or meditation. Question 18. Reviewing a CLEP style clue, identify the period linked with intellectual conceits, paradox, argumentative speakers, and spiritual or erotic wit. Option A, Romantic poetry. Option B, Old English poetry. Option C, Victorian realism. Option D, metaphysical poetry. The correct answer is option D, metaphysical poetry. Metaphysical poetry fits because it is commonly linked with intellectual conceits, paradox, argumentative speakers, and spiritual or erotic wit. Romantic poetry is different because romantic poetry favors imagination, nature, and emotional intensity. Victorian realism and Old English poetry point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 19. Testing a CLEP style clue, should Tess of the D'Urbervilles be matched with which writer? Option A, Salman Rushdie. Option B, William Shakespeare. Option C, anonymous Old English poet. Option D, Thomas Hardy. The correct answer is option D, Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy fits because Tess of the D'Urbervilles is a late Victorian tragic novel involving social judgment, fate, sexuality, and rural change. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet, Salman Rushdie is linked to Midnight's Children. Anonymous Old English poet points instead to Beowulf, so it does not match this clue. Question 20. Comparing a CLEP style clue, how is a larger story that contains one or more smaller stories usually labeled? Option A, conceit. Option B, frame narrative. Option C, enjambment. Option D, sonnet. The correct answer is option B, frame narrative. Frame narrative fits because it means a larger story that contains one or more smaller stories. Sonnet and conceit refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Enjambment is also different. Bildungsroman follows growth to maturity, allegory uses sustained symbols, pastoral idealizes rural settings. Question 21. Which term fits a passage where a comparison explicitly uses like or as? Option A, simile. Option B, metaphor. Option C, synecdoche. Option D, paradox. The correct answer is option A, simile. Simile fits because simile is the figure of comparison signaled by words such as like or as. Metaphor is wrong because metaphor implies comparison without those words. Synecdoche and paradox describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 22. Interpreting a CLEP style clue, can Christian help identify which work? Option A, Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option B, The Pilgrim's Progress. Option C, Pride and Prejudice. Option D, Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option B, The Pilgrim's Progress. Christian is the allegorical pilgrim whose journey represents spiritual life. Gulliver is Swift's traveler, Hamlet is Shakespeare's prince, Prufrock is Eliot's anxious speaker. Question 23. Preparing a CLEP style clue, which work is tied to Joseph Conrad? Option A, Sons and Lovers. Option B, Things Fall Apart. Option C, Heart of Darkness. Option D, Hard Times. The correct answer is option C, Heart of Darkness. Heart of Darkness fits because it is Joseph Conrad's work, a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration, and ambiguity. Hard Times is associated with Charles Dickens, Things Fall Apart is associated with Chinua Achebe. Sons and Lovers belongs with D. H. Lawrence, not this author clue. Question 24. Studying a CLEP style clue, how should a reader label a passage where one thing is described as another without using like or as? Option A, metonymy. Option B, hyperbole. Option C, metaphor. Option D, simile. The correct answer is option C, metaphor. Metaphor fits because metaphor makes an implied comparison between unlike things. Simile is wrong because simile compares using like or as. Metonymy and hyperbole describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 25. Recognizing a CLEP style clue, which author is most closely associated with Waiting for Godot? Option A, Samuel Beckett. Option B, George Eliot. Option C, Christopher Marlowe. Option D, John Milton. The correct answer is option A, Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett fits because Waiting for Godot is an absurdist drama centered on waiting, repetition, uncertainty, and minimal action. George Eliot is linked to Middlemarch, John Milton is linked to Paradise Lost. Christopher Marlowe points instead to Dr. Faustus, so it does not match this clue. Question 26. Examining a CLEP style clue, choose the work most closely linked with William Shakespeare. Option A, Lyrical Ballads. Option B, Macbeth. Option C, Troilus and Cressida. Option D, Heart of Darkness. The correct answer is option B, Macbeth. Macbeth fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a tragedy of ambition, prophecy, regicide, guilt, and disorder. Lyrical ballads is associated with William Wordsworth, Heart of Darkness is associated with Joseph Conrad. Troilus and Creasy belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 27. Considering a CLEP style clue, when a passage shows a comparison using like or as, which term fits? Option A, simile. Option B, symbolism. Option C, conceit. Option D, soliloquy. The correct answer is option A, simile. Simile fits because it means a comparison using like or as. Conceit and symbolism refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Soliloquy is also different, metaphor makes an implied comparison, metonymy uses association, paradox joins apparent contradiction. Question 28. Reviewing a CLEP style clue among these writers, who is linked to Things Fall Apart? Option A, Chinua Achebe. Option B, Lord Byron. Option C, Salman Rushdie. Option D, John Keats. The correct answer is option A, Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe fits because Things Fall Apart is a post-colonial novel about Igbo society, colonial disruption and cultural conflict. John Keats is linked to Ode on a Grecian Urn, Lord Byron is linked to Don Juan. Salman Rushdie points instead to Midnight's Children, so it does not match this clue. Question 29. Testing a CLEP style clue, which term fits a passage where one speaker addresses a silent listener and unintentionally exposes his character? Option A, dramatic monologue. Option B, pastoral. Option C, elegy. Option D, epic. The correct answer is option A, dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue fits because a dramatic monologue reveals the speaker through voice, situation, and what the speaker fails to understand about himself. Elegy is wrong because elegy mourns the dead. Pastoral and epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 30. How is an implied comparison that does not use like or is usually labeled? Option A, assonance. Option B, comedy of manners. Option C, metaphor. Option D, symbolism. The correct answer is option C, metaphor. Metaphor fits because it means an implied comparison that does not use like or as. Symbolism and assonance refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Comedy of manners is also different, simile uses like or as, personification gives human traits to non-human things, hyperbole exaggerates. Question 31. Tracing a CLEP style clue if a poem uses a formal lyric poem of praise, meditation, or address, which device is present? Option A, terza rima. Option B, allusion. Option C, ode. Option D, rhyme scheme. The correct answer is option C, ode. Ode fits because it means a formal lyric poem of praise, meditation, or address. Terza rima and allusion refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Rhyme scheme is also different, epic is long and narrative, satire attacks folly, ballad tells a story in song-like stanzas. Question 32. Interpreting a CLEP style clue among these writers, who is linked to Othello? Option A, Virginia Woolf. Option B, William Shakespeare. Option C, Charles Dickens. Option D, Aphrban. The correct answer is option B, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Othello is a tragedy built around jealousy, manipulation, race and trust. Virginia Woolf is linked to Mrs. Dalloway, Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. Aphrban points instead to Orinoco, so it does not match this clue. Question 33. Which term describes using objects, actions, or images to suggest meanings beyond the literal? Option A, soliloquy. Option B, dramatic irony. Option C, symbolism. Option D, couplet. The correct answer is option C, symbolism. Symbolism fits because it means using objects, actions, or images to suggest meanings beyond the literal. Dramatic irony and soliloquy refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Couplet is also different, realism depicts ordinary life, meter structures rhythm, soliloquy is a dramatic speech. Question 34. Studying a CLEP-style clue, when Robinson Crusoe appears in a literature clue, which writer fits? Option A, Virginia Woolf. Option B, Lawrence Sterne. Option C, Daniel Defoe. Option D, W. B. Yeats. The correct answer is option C, Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe fits because Robinson Crusoe is an early English novel using realism, survival narrative, and economic individualism. W. B. Yeats is linked to The Second Coming, Virginia Woolf is linked to Mrs. Dalloway. Lawrence Sterne points instead to Tristram Shandy, so it does not match this clue. Question 35. Recognizing a CLEP style clue. When a CLEP style passage shows that a sentence runs beyond the line break before completing its grammar, which answer works? Option A, caesura. Option B, end stopping. Option C, enjambment. Option D, alliteration. The correct answer is option C, enjambment. Enjambment fits because enjambment occurs when syntax flows past the end of a poetic line, often increasing movement or suspense. Caesura is wrong because caesura is a pause within a line. End stopping and alliteration describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 36. Examining a CLEP style clue, choose the work most closely linked with T.S. Eliot. Option A, Sons and Lovers. Option B, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option C, King Lear. Option D, Beowulf. The correct answer is option B, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock fits because it is T.S. Eliot's work, a modernist dramatic monologue about paralysis, self-consciousness, and urban alienation. King Lear is associated with William Shakespeare. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. Sons and Lovers belongs with D. H. Lawrence, not this author clue. Question 37. Considering a CLEP style clue, which work includes Iago? Option A, 1984. Option B, Othello. Option C, North. Option D, Sonnets. The correct answer is option B, Othello. Iago is the manipulator whose deception drives Othello's jealousy. Satan belongs to Paradise Lost, Prospero belongs to The Tempest, Pip belongs to Great Expectations. Question 38. Reviewing a CLEP style clue, could empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory point to which literary period? Option A, Restoration. Option B, Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option C, metaphysical poetry. Option D, post-colonial/Commonwealth. The correct answer is option D, post-colonial/Commonwealth. Post-colonial/Commonwealth fits because it is commonly linked with empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory. Restoration is different because restoration literature is linked with wit, theater, and comedy of manners. Metaphysical poetry and Anglo-Saxon/Old English point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 39. Testing a CLEP style clue, recognizing William Shakespeare should lead to which title? Option A, Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option B, Sonnets. Option C, Macbeth. Option D, Mrs. Dalloway. The correct answer is option B, Sonnets. Sonnets fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a sonnet sequence often tested for rhyme scheme, love, time, beauty, and mortality. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf. Ode on a Grecian Urn is associated with John Keats. Macbeth belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 40. Comparing a CLEP style clue, how would a clue about Matthew Arnold most likely be answered? Option A, Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option B, Dover Beach. Option C, Great Expectations. Option D, The Tempest. The correct answer is option B, Dover Beach. Dover Beach fits because it is Matthew Arnold's work, a Victorian lyric often linked with religious doubt, melancholy, and cultural uncertainty. Songs of Innocence and Experience is associated with William Blake. Great Expectations is associated with Charles Dickens. The Tempest belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 41. Tracing a CLEP style clue, if a passage uses unrhymed iambic pentameter in elevated drama or epic, which concept is being tested? Option A, blank verse. Option B, heroic couplet. Option C, ottava rima. Option D, free verse. The correct answer is option A, blank verse. Blank verse fits because blank verse is unrhymed iambic pentameter, a form strongly associated with Shakespearean drama and Miltonic epic. Heroic couplet is wrong because heroic couplets rhyme in pairs. Ottava rima and free verse describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 42. Interpreting a CLEP style clue, spotting that a song-like poem tells a story in simple repeated stanzas should lead to which term? Option A, ballad. Option B, sonnet. Option C, mock epic. Option D, elegy. The correct answer is option A, ballad. Ballad fits because ballads are narrative, song-like poems often using repetition, dialogue, and strong rhythms. Elegy is wrong because elegy mourns death or loss. Mock epic and sonnet describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 43. Preparing a CLEP style clue, which work is tied to Virginia Woolf? Option A, Mrs. Dalloway. Option B, To his coy mistress. Option C. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option D. L. E. Morte d'Arthur. The correct answer is option A. Mrs. Dalloway. Mrs. Dalloway fits because it is Virginia Woolf's work, a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. Sonnets from the Portuguese is associated with Elizabeth Barrett Browning. To his coy mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. L. E. Morte d'Arthur belongs with Sir Thomas Malory, not this author clue. Question 44. Studying a CLEP style clue, can you name the literary term for a statement that seems contradictory but reveals a deeper truth? Option A. Epistolary novel. Option B. Paradox. Option C. Personification. Option D. Heroic couplet. The correct answer is option B. Paradox. Paradox fits because it means a statement that seems contradictory but reveals a deeper truth. Personification and heroic couplet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Epistolary novel is also different, hyperbole exaggerates, allusion references outside material, enjambment carries syntax across lines. Question 45. Recognizing a CLEP style clue, which work includes Belinda and the Stolen Lock of Hair? Option A. King Lear. Option B. In Memoriam AHH. Option C. The Rape of the Lock. Option D. Ulysses. The correct answer is option C. The Rape of the Lock. Belinda is the fashionable figure at the center of Pope's mock heroic satire. Tess belongs to Hardy, Jane Eyre belongs to Bronte, Grendel belongs to Beowulf. Question 46. When Robert Browning appears in review, which title fits? Option A. Paradise Lost. Option B. My Last Duchess. Option C. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option D. Tristram Shandy. The correct answer is option B. My Last Duchess. My Last Duchess fits because it is Robert Browning's work, a dramatic monologue revealing character through a speaker's controlled self-exposure. Sonnets from the Portuguese is associated with Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Paradise Lost is associated with John Milton. Tristram Shandy belongs with Lawrence Sterne, not this author clue. Question 47. Considering a CLEP style clue, can sons and lovers help identify which author? Option A. D. H. Lawrence. Option B. Thomas Hardy. Option C. John Keats. Option D. James Joyce. The correct answer is option A. D. H. Lawrence. D. H. Lawrence fits because Sons and Lovers is a modern novel of psychological realism, family bonds, sexuality and class tension. James Joyce is linked to Ulysses, Thomas Hardy is linked to Tess of the D'Urbervilles. John Keats points instead to Ode on a Grecian Urn, so it does not match this clue. Question 48. Select the term for drama that satirizes social behavior, courtship, class and witty conversation. Option A. Tragedy. Option B. Epic. Option C. Comedy of manners. Option D. Spenserian stanza. The correct answer is option C. Comedy of manners. Comedy of manners fits because it means drama that satirizes social behavior, courtship, class and witty conversation. Spenserian stanza and epic refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Tragedy is also different. Tragedy centers on suffering or downfall. Melodrama heightens emotion. Epic narrates heroic action. Question 49. Testing a CLEP style clue. How is a strong pause or break within a line of poetry usually labeled? Option A. Satire. Option B. Alliteration. Option C. Synecdoche. Option D. Caesura. The correct answer is option D. Caesura. Caesura fits because it means a strong pause or break within a line of poetry. Synecdoche and alliteration refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Satire is also different. Enjambment runs the sentence beyond the line. Alliteration repeats consonants. Octave names the first 8 lines of some sonnets. Question 50. Comparing a CLEP style clue. How should a CLEP author clue for Heart of Darkness be answered? Option A. Joseph Conrad. Option B. Kazuo Ishiguro. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. George Orwell. The correct answer is option A. Joseph Conrad. Joseph Conrad fits because Heart of Darkness is a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration and ambiguity. George Orwell is linked to 1984, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Kazuo Ishiguro points instead to The Remains of the Day, so it does not match this clue. Question 51. Study cards should connect Ben Jonson with which work? Option A. The Second Coming. Option B. Mrs. Dalloway. Option C. Volpone. Option D. Beowulf. The correct answer is option C. Volpone. Volpone fits because it is Ben Jonson's work, a Jacobean satirical comedy exposing greed, deception, and moral corruption. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author. Clue. Question 52. Interpreting a CLEP style clue, which work is tied to Kazuo Ishiguro? Option A. The Remains of the Day. Option B. King Lear. Option C. Dover Beach. Option D. Frankenstein. The correct answer is option A. The Remains of the Day. The Remains of the Day fits because it is Kazuo Ishiguro's work, a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. Dover Beach is associated with Matthew Arnold. King Lear is associated with William Shakespeare. Frankenstein belongs with Mary Shelley, not this author. Clue. Question 53. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about anonymous Old English poet point to which work? Option A. The Fairy Queen. Option B. Paradise Lost. Option C. Beowulf. Option D. Dover Beach. The correct answer is option C. Beowulf. Beowulf fits because it is anonymous Old English poet's work, an Anglo-Saxon heroic epic built around monsters, loyalty, fame, and alliterative verse. The Fairy Queen is associated with Edmund Spenser. Paradise Lost is associated with John Milton. Dover Beach belongs with Matthew Arnold, not this author. Clue. Question 54. Studying a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by Jane Austen? Option A. Pride and Prejudice. Option B. Robinson Crusoe. Option C. The Tempest. Option D. Hard Times. The correct answer is option A. Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice fits because it is Jane Austen's work, a novel of manners centered on courtship, class, irony, and moral judgment. Robinson Crusoe is associated with Daniel Defoe. The Tempest is associated with William Shakespeare. Hard Times belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author. Clue. Question 55. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue if a passage context shows humanism, courtly culture, sonnets, revenge tragedy, and flourishing drama, which period is likely? Option A. Renaissance. Option B. Modernism. Option C. Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option D. Neoclassical. The correct answer is option A. Renaissance. Renaissance fits because it is commonly linked with humanism, courtly culture, sonnets, revenge tragedy, and flourishing drama. Anglo-Saxon/Old English is different because Old English literature is known for heroic epic and alliterative verse. Neoclassical and modernism point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 56. On a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock? Option A. T.S. Eliot. Option B. Percy Bysshe Shelley. Option C. D.H. Lawrence. Option D. Virginia Woolf. The correct answer is option A. T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot fits because the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock is a modernist dramatic monologue about paralysis, self-consciousness, and urban alienation. D.H. Lawrence is linked to Sons and Lovers. Virginia Woolf is linked to Mrs. Dalloway. Percy Bysshe Shelley points instead to Ode to the West Wind, so it does not match this clue. Question 57. Considering a CLEP-style clue, identify the writer normally connected with the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Option A. Charles Dickens. Option B. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Option C. Oscar Wilde. Option D. Derek Walcott. The correct answer is option B. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Samuel Taylor Coleridge fits because the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is a supernatural romantic ballad involving guilt, punishment, and imaginative vision. Derek Walcott is linked to Omrose. Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. Charles Dickens points instead to Great Expectations, so it does not match this clue. Question 58. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, recognizing George Herbert should lead to which title? Option A. Dr. Faustus. Option B. Wuthering Heights. Option C. 1984. Option D. The Temple. The correct answer is option D. The Temple. The Temple fits because it is George Herbert's work, a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. Dr. Faustus is associated with Christopher Marlowe. Wuthering Heights is associated with Emily Bronte. 1984 belongs with George Orwell, not this author. Clue. Question 59. Testing a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about John Donne most likely be answered? Option A. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option B. Pride and Prejudice. Option C. Beowulf. Option D. Holy Sonnets. The correct answer is option D. Holy Sonnets. Holy Sonnets fits because it is John Donne's work, a group of metaphysical poems using paradox, argument, and intense spiritual drama. Pride and Prejudice is associated with Jane Austen. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. Tess of the D'Urbervilles belongs with Thomas Hardy, not this author. Clue. Question 60. Comparing a CLEP-style clue. If a poem uses a speech in drama where a character speaks thoughts aloud, often alone, which device is present? Option A. Soliloquy. Option B. Motif. Option C. Mock epic. Option D. Enjambment. The correct answer is option A. Soliloquy. Soliloquy fits because it means a speech in drama where a character speaks thoughts aloud, often alone. Motif and mock epic refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Enjambment is also different. Dialogue involves exchange, aside is brief and directed to the audience, dramatic monologue is usually a poem. Question 61. Tracing a CLEP-style clue. Study cards should connect Thomas Hardy with which work? Option A. The Fairy Queen. Option B. Tom Jones. Option C. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option D. The Golden Notebook. The correct answer is option C. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Tess of the D'Urbervilles fits because it is Thomas Hardy's work, a late Victorian tragic novel involving social judgment, fate, sexuality, and rural change. The Golden Notebook is associated with Doris Lessing. The Fairy Queen is associated with Edmund Spenser. Tom Jones belongs with Henry Fielding, not this author. Clue. Question 62. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue. Which work is tied to William Shakespeare? Option A. Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option B. Midnight's Children. Option C. Othello. Option D. Don Juan. The correct answer is option C. Othello. Othello fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a tragedy built around jealousy, manipulation, race and trust. Ode on a Grecian Urn is associated with John Keats. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron. Midnight's Children belongs with Salman Rushdie, not this author. Clue. Question 63. During character review, which work belongs with Prospero? Option A. The Tempest. Option B. The Fairy Queen. Option C. Othello. Option D. Troilus and Cresside. The correct answer is option A. The Tempest. Prospero is the magician and exiled ruler in Shakespeare's late romance. Lear belongs to King Lear, Gulliver belongs to Swift's satire, Okonkwo belongs to Things Fall Apart. Question 64. Studying a CLEP-style clue. On a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with the Pilgrim's Progress? Option A. Samuel Johnson. Option B. William Wordsworth. Option C. W. B. Yeats. Option D. John Bunyan. The correct answer is option D. John Bunyan. John Bunyan fits because the Pilgrim's Progress is a religious allegory that turns Christian life into a symbolic journey. W. B. Yeats is linked to the Second Coming. Samuel Johnson is linked to preface to Shakespeare. William Wordsworth points instead to lyrical ballads, so it does not match this clue. Question 65. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue. Identify the writer normally connected with Holy Sonnets. Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. John Bunyan. Option C. Charles Dickens. Option D. John Donne. The correct answer is option D. John Donne. John Donne fits because Holy Sonnets is a group of metaphysical poems using paradox, argument, and intense spiritual drama. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. John Bunyan points instead to the Pilgrim's Progress, so it does not match this clue. Question 66. Among these choices, which one explains a passage where an object in a story carries meaning beyond its literal role? Option A. Allusion. Option B. Caesura. Option C. Symbolism. Option D. Realism. The correct answer is option C. Symbolism. Symbolism fits because symbolism lets concrete objects, actions, or images suggest larger abstract meanings. Realism is wrong because realism emphasizes credible ordinary experience. Caesura and allusion describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 67. Considering a CLEP-style clue, during work matching, which title belongs to Christopher Marlowe? Option A. Lyrical Ballads. Option B. Dr. Faustus. Option C. Paradise Lost. Option D. Macbeth. The correct answer is option B. Dr. Faustus. Dr. Faustus fits because it is Christopher Marlowe's work, a Renaissance tragedy about ambition, forbidden knowledge, and a bargain with the devil. Paradise Lost is associated with John Milton. Macbeth is associated with William Shakespeare. Lyrical Ballads belongs with William Wordsworth, not this author. Clue. Question 68. Reviewing a CLEP style clue, select the term for the 6-line unit that often follows the octave in a Petrarchan sonnet. Option A, dramatic irony. Option B, unreliable narrator. Option C, sestet. Option D, conceit. The correct answer is option C, sestet. Sestet fits because it means the 6-line unit that often follows the octave in a Petrarchan sonnet. Unreliable narrator and dramatic irony refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Conceit is also different, octave is 8 lines, couplet is 2 lines, refrain is repeated language. Question 69. Testing a CLEP-style clue, identify the writer normally connected with Mrs. Dalloway. Option A, Virginia Woolf. Option B, Chinua Achebe. Option C, Christopher Marlowe. Option D, Oscar Wilde. The correct answer is option A, Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf fits because Mrs. Dalloway is a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. Christopher Marlowe is linked to Dr. Faustus, Chinua Achebe is linked to Things Fall Apart. Oscar Wilde points instead to the importance of being earnest, so it does not match this clue. Question 70. When Tester Bayfield appears in a CLEP-style item, which work fits? Option A, 1984. Option B, Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option C, Pride and Prejudice. Option D, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. The correct answer is option D, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Tess is the tragic heroine in Hardy's late Victorian novel. Jane Eyre belongs to Charlotte Brontë, Molly Bloom belongs to Joyce, Christian belongs to Bunyan. Question 71. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, during passage analysis, which term matches the clue that a 14-line poem divides into an octave and sestet? Option A, villanelle. Option B, ballad. Option C, Shakespearean sonnet. Option D, Petrarchan sonnet. The correct answer is option D, Petrarchan sonnet. Petrarchan sonnet fits because the Petrarchan sonnet usually turns between an 8-line octave and a 6-line sestet. Shakespearean sonnet is wrong because Shakespearean sonnets use 3 quatrains and a closing couplet. Ballad and villanelle describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 72. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Macbeth? Option A, William Shakespeare. Option B, Jonathan Swift. Option C, W.B. Yeats. Option D, Lord Byron. The correct answer is option A, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Macbeth is a tragedy of ambition, prophecy, regicide, guilt, and disorder. W.B. Yeats is linked to the Second Coming, Lord Byron is linked to Don Juan. Jonathan Swift points instead to Gulliver's Travels, so it does not match this clue. Question 73. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, can Satan as a grand but fallen speaker help identify which work? Option A, Dover Beach. Option B, The Temple. Option C, Jane Eyre. Option D, Paradise Lost. The correct answer is option D, Paradise Lost. Milton's Satan is a central figure in the epic about rebellion and the fall. Christian belongs to the Pilgrim's Progress, Belinda belongs to the Rape of the Lock, Heathcliff belongs to Wuthering Heights. Question 74. Studying a CLEP-style clue, how should a CLEP author clue for Middlemarch be answered? Option A, anonymous Old English poet. Option B, William Shakespeare. Option C, William Wordsworth. Option D, George Eliot. The correct answer is option D, George Eliot. George Eliot fits because Middlemarch is a realist Victorian novel known for social breadth, moral complexity, and Dorothea Brooke. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet, William Wordsworth is linked to lyrical ballads. Anonymous Old English poet points instead to Beowulf, so it does not match this clue. Question 75. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, can The Wasteland help identify which author? Option A, James Joyce. Option B, Mary Shelley. Option C, John Keats. Option D, T.S. Eliot. The correct answer is option D, T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot fits because The Wasteland is a modernist poem marked by fragmentation, illusion, spiritual dryness, and cultural crisis. Mary Shelley is linked to Frankenstein, James Joyce is linked to Ulysses. John Keats points instead to Ode on a Grecian Urn, so it does not match this clue. Question 76. Examining a CLEP-style clue, if a clue names Winston Smith, which title is expected? Option A, 1984. Option B, Othello. Option C, Great Expectations. Option D, The Pilgrim's Progress. The correct answer is option A, 1984. Winston Smith is Orwell's protagonist under totalitarian surveillance and language control. Pip belongs to Dickens, Faustus belongs to Marlowe, Okonkwo belongs to Achebe. Question 77. Considering a CLEP-style clue during work matching, which title belongs to Daniel Defoe? Option A. Robinson Crusoe. Option B. The Remains of the Day. Option C. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Option D. The Rape of the Lock. The correct answer is option A. Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe fits because it is Daniel Defoe's work, an early English novel using realism, survival narrative, and economic individualism. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner is associated with Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The Rape of the Lock is associated with Alexander Pope. The Remains of the Day belongs with Kazuo Ishiguro, not this author clue. Question 78. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, who wrote The Temple? Option A. Jane Austen. Option B. Seamus Heaney. Option C. George Herbert. Option D. Andrew Marvell. The correct answer is option C. George Herbert. George Herbert fits because The Temple is a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. Jane Austen is linked to Pride and Prejudice. Andrew Marvell is linked to his coy mistress. Seamus Heaney points instead to north, so it does not match this clue. Question 79. Testing a CLEP-style clue. If a novel stresses haunted spaces, secrecy, terror, and psychological darkness, which concept is being tested? Option A. Neoclassical satire. Option B. Pastoral. Option C. Gothic. Option D. Domestic realism. The correct answer is option C. Gothic. Gothic fits because Gothic fiction uses fear, mystery, confinement, and dark settings to explore emotional or moral anxiety. Pastoral is wrong because pastoral idealizes rural simplicity. Neoclassical satire and domestic realism describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 80. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, recognizing 5 iambic feet, usually 10 syllables with an unstressed stressed pattern points to which term? Option A. Narrator. Option B. Iambic pentameter. Option C. Foreshadowing. Option D. Personification. The correct answer is option B. Iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter fits because it means 5 iambic feet, usually 10 syllables with an unstressed stressed pattern. Narrator and foreshadowing refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Personification is also different. Trochaic meter begins stressed unstressed, free verse lacks regular meter, anapest has 2 unstressed syllables before a stressed one. Question 81. Which term describes third-person narration that slips into a character's thoughts or idiom? Option A. Terza rima. Option B. Blank verse. Option C. Free indirect discourse. Option D. Conceit. The correct answer is option C. Free indirect discourse. Free indirect discourse fits because it means third-person narration that slips into a character's thoughts or idiom. Conceit and blank verse refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Terza rima is also different. First person uses I. Omniscient narration is broadly all-knowing. Dramatic irony depends on audience knowledge. Question 82. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, who wrote The Remains of the Day? Option A. John Milton. Option B. Anonymous Old English poet. Option C. Kazuo Ishiguro. Option D. D.H. Lawrence. The correct answer is option C. Kazuo Ishiguro. Kazuo Ishiguro fits because The Remains of the Day is a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. D.H. Lawrence is linked to Sons and Lovers. Anonymous Old English poet is linked to Beowulf. John Milton points instead to Paradise Lost, so it does not match this clue. Question 83. Among these works, which one is by Samuel Taylor Coleridge? Option A. Ode to the West Wind. Option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Option C. Preface to Shakespeare. Option D. The Temple. The correct answer is option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner fits because it is Samuel Taylor Coleridge's work, a supernatural romantic ballad involving guilt, punishment, and imaginative vision. The Temple is associated with George Herbert. Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson. Ode to the West Wind belongs with Percy Bysshe Shelley, not this author clue. Question 84. Studying a CLEP-style clue, identify the device described as interlocking 3-line rhyme often associated with Dante and later English adaptations? Option A. Allegory. Option B. Terza rima. Option C. Dramatic monologue. Option D. Heroic couplet. The correct answer is option B. Terza rima. Terza rima fits because it means interlocking 3-line rhyme often associated with Dante and later English adaptations. Allegory and heroic couplet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Dramatic monologue is also different. Heroic couplet rhymes in pairs, sonnet has 14 lines, ballad stanza is narrative and song-like. Question 85. When George Eliot appears in review, which title fits? Option A, Orinoco. Option B, Mrs. Dalloway. Option C, My Last Duchess. Option D, Middlemarch. The correct answer is option D, Middlemarch. Middlemarch fits because it is George Eliot's work, a realist Victorian novel known for social breadth, moral complexity, and Dorothea Brooke. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf, My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning. Orinoco belongs with Aphra Behn, not this author clue. Question 86. Examining a CLEP style clue, who wrote Tristram Shandy? Option A, Lawrence Sterne. Option B, George Eliot. Option C, T.S. Eliot. Option D, William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option A, Lawrence Sterne. Lawrence Sterne fits because Tristram Shandy is an experimental 18th century novel famous for digression and playful narration. George Eliot is linked to Middlemarch, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. T.S. Eliot points instead to the wasteland, so it does not match this clue. Question 87. Considering a CLEP style clue during author review, which writer belongs with L. E. Mort d'Arthur? Option A, John Keats. Option B, Sir Thomas Malory. Option C, Charlotte Brontë. Option D, George Herbert. The correct answer is option B, Sir Thomas Malory. Sir Thomas Malory fits because L. E. Mort d'Arthur is a prose romance that gathers Arthurian legends of knights, quests, and chivalry. John Keats is linked to Ode on a Grecian Urn, Charlotte Brontë is linked to Jane Eyre. George Herbert points instead to the temple, so it does not match this clue. Question 88. Spotting that narration follows a character's flowing perceptions, memories, and associations should lead to which term? Option A, stream of consciousness. Option B, heroic couplet. Option C, allegory. Option D, comedy of manners. The correct answer is option A, stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness fits because stream of consciousness tries to imitate mental flow and is central to many modernist novels. Heroic couplet is wrong because heroic couplet is a verse form. Allegory and comedy of manners describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 89. Testing a CLEP style clue, recall which author is known for Pride and Prejudice? Option A, George Herbert. Option B, Jane Austen. Option C, Seamus Heaney. Option D, Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option B, Jane Austen. Jane Austen fits because Pride and Prejudice is a novel of manners centered on courtship, class, irony, and moral judgment. George Herbert is linked to the temple, Seamus Heaney is linked to North. Charles Dickens points instead to Great Expectations, so it does not match this clue. Question 90. Comparing a CLEP style clue, recognizing a situation in which the audience knows more than a character does points to which term? Option A, couplet. Option B, dramatic irony. Option C, frame narrative. Option D, synecdoche. The correct answer is option B, dramatic irony. Dramatic irony fits because it means a situation in which the audience knows more than a character does. Synecdoche and couplet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Frame narrative is also different. Verbal irony says one thing and means another. Soliloquy is a stage speech. Parody imitates style for comic effect. Question 91. Tracing a CLEP style clue during author review, which writer belongs with preface to Shakespeare? Option A, Derek Walcott. Option B, Alexander Pope. Option C, Samuel Johnson. Option D, Oscar Wilde. The correct answer is option C, Samuel Johnson. Samuel Johnson fits because Preface to Shakespeare is an important neoclassical critical essay defending Shakespeare while noting faults. Alexander Pope is linked to The Rape of the Lock, Derek Walcott is linked to Omrose. Oscar Wilde points instead to the importance of being earnest, so it does not match this clue. Question 92. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about Jonathan Swift point to which work? Option A, Ode to the West Wind. Option B, Ulysses. Option C, Gulliver's Travels. Option D, Othello. The correct answer is option C, Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver's Travels fits because it is Jonathan Swift's work, a prose satire that attacks politics, science, pride, and human folly. Othello is associated with William Shakespeare. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce. Ode to the West Wind belongs with Percy Bysshe Shelley, not this author clue. Question 93. Preparing a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names writing that mocks vice, folly, or corruption to criticize it? Option A, allusion. Option B, epistolary novel. Option C, satire. Option D. Spenserian stanza. The correct answer is option C. Satire. Satire fits because it means writing that mocks vice, folly, or corruption to criticize it. Allusion and epistolary novel refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Spenserian stanza is also different, elegy mourns loss, romance emphasizes adventure or idealized love, lyric expresses personal feeling. Question 94. Studying a CLEP-style clue, how should a character clue about Faustus be answered? Option A. Gulliver's Travels. Option B. Great Expectations. Option C. Dr. Faustus. Option D. To his coy mistress. The correct answer is option C. Dr. Faustus. Faustus is Marlowe's scholar who trades his soul for power and knowledge. Macbeth concerns regicide and prophecy. Tom Jones is an 18th century novel. Mrs. Dalloway is modernist fiction. Question 95. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, if a clue names Lemuel Gulliver, which title is expected? Option A. Gulliver's Travels. Option B. Midnight's Children. Option C. Volpone. Option D. Pride and Prejudice. The correct answer is option A. Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver is the traveler through Swift's satiric worlds. Crusoe belongs to Defoe, Elizabeth Bennet belongs to Austen, Estragon belongs to Beckett. Question 96. Examining a CLEP-style clue, if a clue names Troilus and Cresside, which author is expected? Option A. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. Aphra Behn. Option D. Chinua Achebe. The correct answer is option A. Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer fits because Troilus and Cresside is a Middle English narrative poem focused on love, fortune, and betrayal. Chinua Achebe is linked to Things Fall Apart. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Aphra Behn points instead to Orinoco, so it does not match this clue. Question 97. Considering a CLEP-style clue, recognizing Henry Fielding should lead to which title? Option A. Tom Jones. Option B. Dover Beach. Option C. Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option D. Don Juan. The correct answer is option A. Tom Jones. Tom Jones fits because it is Henry Fielding's work, a comic realist novel known for an intrusive narrator and carefully plotted action. Dover Beach is associated with Matthew Arnold. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron. Ode on a Grecian Urn belongs with John Keats, not this author clue. Question 98. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, during character review, which work belongs with Jane Eyre and Rochester? Option A. The Golden Notebook. Option B. The Second Coming. Option C. Ode to the West Wind. Option D. Jane Eyre. The correct answer is option D. Jane Eyre. Jane and Rochester are central to Charlotte Bronte's Gothic Bildungsroman. Catherine and Heathcliff belong to Wuthering Heights. Elizabeth and Darcy belong to Pride and Prejudice. Vladimir and Estragon belong to Waiting for Godot. Question 99. Testing a CLEP-style clue, if you see Salman Rushdie, which title should you remember? Option A. The Rape of the Lock. Option B. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option C. Macbeth. Option D. Midnight's Children. The correct answer is option D. Midnight's Children. Midnight's Children fits because it is Salman Rushdie's work, a post-colonial novel using magical realism to connect personal and national history. Tess of the D'Urbervilles is associated with Thomas Hardy. The Rape of the Lock is associated with Alexander Pope. Macbeth belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 100. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, study cards should connect John Keats with which work? Option A. In Memoriam AHH. Option B. The Rape of the Lock. Option C. Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option D. Middlemarch. The correct answer is option C. Ode on a Grecian Urn. Ode on a Grecian Urn fits because it is John Keats's work, a romantic ode meditating on art, beauty, permanence, and human transience. The Rape of the Lock is associated with Alexander Pope. In Memoriam AHH is associated with Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Middlemarch belongs with George Eliot, not this author clue.